All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Vinland Saga, Season 2, Episode 8. Oh, shit.
Yeah, Torgil is here.
Yeah, it's about to go down. Well, maybe not quite immediately, but...
hopefully not immediately.
But I imagine it's going to be very soon.
But yeah, things are getting stirred up. I'm really excited for the Kettle family to be explored more.
Yeah.
In the coming episodes. Now... We also still have, obviously, our main two boys here.
That's right.
And they've now got their little patch of land is growing, and they're starting to hope and get excited, which means we can start beating it down eventually. And,
so I'm very worried for them, but I'm more worried for Arnheid right now. Because she doesn't have the same plot armor protection, I'm guessing, that our boys have.
Is it Arnheid or Arnheid?
Arnheid or Arnheid?
I
don't know.
Anar, so
Anar.
Maybe... Yeah. I've been flip-flopping on the name.
Yeah,
back and
same.
forth. I'm just gonna listen to the next time they say it. But
yeah.
Good luck, everybody. Try and keep some a semblance of sanity, if you will.
Damn it.
It was just right there.
And Snake, please stay close by. We need you. But he probably won't.
Snake is going to be...
He likes to hang out with Circle.
Snake is going to be instrumental in this whole thing.
Yeah.
But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Not going straight into the OP.
Oh boy. So, two kids.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Oh, Anar?
No, it's Thorfinn.
No, but... Oh, shit.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, we're going here. Holy shit. This is some inner demons, inner world kind of shit here. Oh, like in the OP.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, God. Oh. All right, OP time.
Yep.
An empty man. Oh.
Wow.
Shit. That is a sense, yeah. All right.
Back to a hard day's work.
Working with the horse.
Yep. Oh, jealousy starts to set in. And they're good at it.
Oh,
They won't be slaves
stupid.
much longer, so...
Are you fucking stupid? Like, what are we but, like, slightly better slaves? Like...
I mean, they're not quite to the point to seize the means of production.
I mean... Yeah, talk about this. Yeah.
No.
Cool. Something maybe your father told you a long time ago?
You don't have any enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't reconcile the man you are with the man you were.
Yeah, because that's the only thing you've had ever since you were like 6.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You know how many men would want to be at that point where they become empty again, you know?
Sure.
So many people probably are wishing they could get to that point where they'd be open then to change. Because if
Right.
you're empty, you can actually change.
Yeah.
He obviously
that means you can
refers
get
to it-
filled back up.
He obviously refers to it as, you know, being like not just empty in that respect, but also like purposeless and... Dang. Oh, Lent?
Oh.
They observe Lent? Oh, that's interesting.
Like a frisbee, Caleb.
Yes.
See, it's a metaphor. Or a parallel.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh!
He knows. Yes. Yes.
We got a third dad!
Of course, the old man knows how important it would be to have a moment in life where you could be empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Maybe
I
that's
know.
what he's been wishing for his son, too. Oh my god.
You might have already changed. Yeah.
This is so good.
That's so good.
But we also probably wouldn't have become friends like this.
Yeah, our boy has so much doubt and so much just... Yeah. There's so much pain.
Oh.
Yeah, Escalade, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, did they fuck up their land? They did.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was malicious. It
Yep.
wasn't the elements of the weather or anything.
Nope.
Damn. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Where's your hatred? Where's your anger? Where's your desire for violence? Oh.
Yep. Calm down. We'll think about this.
This is happening all at the same time as Thorfinn's having this really powerful, just...
But this shows how he's grown.
Yeah. Good.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
You did the right thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ain't that the truth? Also, true.
Okay.
Oh, I love you, Potter.
Yep.
Yeah, let's have our dark afternoon of the soul, you know. Fuck.
Never rains, but it pours.
Uh-huh. Oh, damn it.
Fuck.
Yeah. You won't be able to keep yourself
Yeah.
under.
Nope.
Ah,
No.
crap.
Fuck.
Just walk past them. Anar,
But
I'll be
that's
so
not how it's
impressed
gonna work.
If you just walk right
That's
past them.
that's. I hope he can, but it's not gonna work.
I hope he gloats about it. I hope these guys gloat about it.
Yeah.
Get him to admit it.
Fuck.
Shit, yeah. Oh! Oh! Oh, Thorfinn!
He's not gonna let you be the one to do it.
No.
If someone's gonna get punished for this, it's gonna be him.
Oh my god, Thorfinn! You broke like 6 or 8 of his teeth in. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to fight.
No. And there's only one of him and 4 of them. Okay, Thorfinn's up. Whoa.
Fuck.
Oh shit. Oh shit. The lady from like the 6th episode or something.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Has he even recalled Thors' face
Yeah.
since
You don't
like,
have
this
any
season?
enemies. You don't. Oh, perfect. Oh.
And that's where they end it?
That's
Come
where
on.
they end it.
Come on.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We are getting into it.
Yeah.
Thorfinn is empty.
Uh-huh. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing.
And yet that is one of the most like powerful things
Yeah.
that he can realize in this moment is that
man.
he is starting to see not just that he doesn't have his hatred anymore, because he doesn't,
Right.
but also what does that leave him with? Who is he without that?
Yep.
And
Yep.
if he can acknowledge that he's empty in the same way that Sverkel was like, well, then that means you can change.
Yep. Can people truly change? Like when Thorfinn said that
when he said that, I wanted to-
absolutely
That tore my heart open.
that cut me right down to my core.
Cause like there's so many times that I think as people, we all think like, can I really change?
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
something so terrifying about asking that question, because I think a lot of people just accept that they don't believe that. It's almost like it's like a really twisted form of acceptance that they're like, no, people don't change. I don't change. I can't change. And they just die. The same person they were, at 25, the same as they were at 75.
Twisted form of acceptance, I think, is a good way to put it, because there's a fine line between acceptance and defeatism.
Yeah,
you know,
despair.
right? Yeah, exactly, right? Where it's like,
because obviously we're not like even Thorfinn in his marauding, aspects of who he wasn't a wholly awful person.
right, well, and another way to put it, maybe people don't change.
Sure.
But if that's true,
Sure.
does that mean that you had a perfect understanding of exactly who you are?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe you missed something.
Maybe there's something
missed
you forgot.
Maybe go looking, right?
Yeah.
You might find something.
Yeah.
You know? And so
Fuck, yeah.
like
there
that,
were so many fathers in his life that tried to reach out to him, and I think that's what it is. He's haunted by visions of people that he's killed, or he's effectively kind of killed by what he perpetuated, or that he just feels guilty for by association with the Danes.
Yep.
And then also just the visage or the image of Askeladd, Thors, probably even in some ways Leif, by choosing to not come back. Leif has gone looking for him all this time.
Yep.
Putting him through all that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially those two men. Wow.
This is an absolutely beautiful new direction for the story to take. I love how, despite Thorgil being introduced in the previous episode,
he's not even
in this episode. Which is we talked about.
We're setting up another time skip, basically. We're going through the seasons of them going through the farming and stuff.
Totally.
So it's basically that's all happening,
No, right. But
meanwhile.
Right. And we talked in the previous discussion about how, yes, thankfully it's set up to where Thorgil is, yes, he will disrupt the status quo and he'll turn a lot of this on its head, but not yet.
Not yet.
And
right.
so, life goes on. Thorfinn and Anar are still doing their thing.
And everything.
Yep, exactly. And to have this happen after in the previous episode, we have Anar getting Thorfinn to be like, no, pray like you mean it. Come on, all the gods out there, make these little wheat sproutlings grow big and strong and plump and
Once they started
stuff.
doing that, I was like, well, something's gonna fuck up this whole thing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't
think
expect it would
so
be
fast.
literally the wheat, right? Not just the farm situation in general,
Right, exactly.
But okay, here we are, and they did the thing that they were supposed to do. They went to Pater. They're like, hey, this is the situation. Do you think you know who did it? Pretty sure it's the retainers. He's like, yep, that clocks. I'm going to do a full investigation. Don't touch anything. Don't change it. I'm going to talk to the master about this. But then, after that wonderful conversation that the two of them had about, violence and fighting and all of that stuff, oh, hey.
By the way.
Trouble comes knocking, right? And, it's not like...
Anar is wholly justified to be angry, but I think the thing that's really, really cool with this here is that the show is really, or the story is really trying to focus on the idea that Thorfinn is really, truly empty, in that he does not feel any hatred or anger towards the retainers. The punch that he made here was strong. It had a lot of force behind it, but it had no hatred in it. It was entirely a thing to stop Anar from basically being punished for this.
Right. I'll be the one that'll actually, punch the retainer. Yeah.
Now,
it was maybe a bit short-sighted because...
It was very short-sighted.
Because that's only... Yeah, that stops the first punch, but that means it's going to turn into a fight, and of course Anar is going to join in when that happens,
Violence begets more violence, yeah.
Exactly.
So
right.
it's the kind of thing where Thorfinn does need to be filled. He does need something to be put in, but the really, really powerful thing is that in order for the best things to enter right here, he's going to have to look deep. And there's a lot of shit he's going to have to wade through.
And also, Thorfinn, this is not a regression.
No.
Because,
this is a pause.
I would say not even necessarily a pause. Because, Thorfinn's...
for now, it's about to be a regression.
In an environmental situation, it is definitely a pause at the minimum, right?
Yeah.
But as far as his internal growth, right, about, not having hatred, you don't need violence, all that stuff, right? Where he was telling all this stuff to Anar.
Yep.
The fact that you punched the shit out of that dude, right? Yeah. The fact that you're now roped into this whole fight. If anything, this actually kind of reminds me of Thors. Right? You had people who were looking to start shit. You tried to stop the shit from getting started, but shit was, nope, you weren't able to do that. And so, okay, you need to fight, right?
I think Thors would have, I think he's not there yet. I think this is a direction in that regard. I think Thors would have just basically said, look, there's going to be an investigation. we don't want any problems with you. Let's go, Anar.
Sure, he would have
issue-
succeeded at holding Anar back.
Right. The reason why he did this was because he's not able to hold Anar back.
Right, exactly.
Thors has the
built different.
Yeah,
trait,
he has the built different card that he can play, and then he doesn't have to worry about the
right. Dorphin was doing everything the way that he should have. I'm going to hold Anar back and stuff, but Anar is also built different. So
right. But I want to make the point here is that the person that, and I think this is really important here, the person that Thorfinn is going to grow up to be is not going to be Thors, and that's okay. He can't be Thors. No one can be Thors.
Thors couldn't even be Thors.
Thors couldn't even be Thors, exactly.
Yeah.
But he also isn't going to grow up to be like Askeladd.
No, he's going to be his own man.
He's going to be his own man,
Yep.
but he is going to incorporate the best things that he can from these two men.
Oh, yeah.
And from others as well.
Yep.
But in order to do that, he has to then start deciding which parts he's going to incorporate and fill himself with. So it is a time by the well where it's time to lower that bucket into the water of the pit of the darkness that's in there, and see what water you can fill up and drink.
Yeah.
Imbibe that shit.
Right.
This is a moment where I love when they do these mythic, iconic moments in stories where a character realizes that they are insufficient, they are broken, they have so much that they need to internally focus and develop. And in order to do that, they have to go through the path of pain. They have to go through the dark pit. They have to descend into death, basically,
and come out the other side.
And come out the other side.
Yep.
And you will be reborn, Thorfinn.
Right.
We have seen it actually happen in this show. They've literally shown us the most powerful example of this in Canute in the first season.
Gotcha. I thought you were going to say just Thorfinn when he was a kid. Right, if it can happen in a way that steers you in a direction that you don't like, that also means you can go the other direction too.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like that's not that's nothing special. Maybe with regards to Thorfinn. I think that Thorfinn being around when he saw Canute one way and then he saw Canute another way.
That's going to be the before-after picture for Thorfinn.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But having lived through that, I feel like most people would end up on some direction of the spectrum where Thorfinn did if someone killed your dad.
Oh,
and
100%. Yeah.
Right.
The
Canute thing is fucking miraculous. Like that's some supernatural shit. Like it was astonishing. Like
I mean. Yes, but I wouldn't say that means it's a better example of it, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. I just think okay, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was absolutely wonderful. I loved how Sverkel came into play with the whole, being empty thing. That was perfect. It also is another wonderful example of how, yes, they are slaves here. He does not see them as such. Right, like yes, obviously he knows that they are slaves on Kettle's farm and all that stuff, right? But to contrast with the retainers, right, he's treating them like actual people. He's helping mentor them. Yeah, no, get back to work, stay busy, and all that stuff. But no,
I'm trading with you. We're living a very
balanced relationship.
Society mini thing within the whole confines of Kettle's farm.
Exactly.
But yeah, God, the way in which they showed the old lady that took care of him for that little bit of time, cut his hair,
comb out the lice and all that,
comb out the lice and everything.
Yep.
The way in which we have characters like Thorfinn who they don't have a death wish necessarily, but they don't have any value for their life specifically. The idea that he's like, no, I should die 100 times if they should die, for what you've done.
Right.
The fact that he punched him there was the guy there, I think, was definitely I'm protecting Anar kind of thing.
But it's if a slave's going to be executed because of this, it's going to be me.
It's going to be me. I do think that logic passed his mind at least once before he made the punch.
Sure.
And that's why, there was a lot of time of him resisting Anar, but it was Anar's literally about to punch right now.
Yep.
Yeah. It was definitely made impulsively as far as a decision goes. But
the reasoning behind it was something that went deep, so that
not
he
just
didn't.
the shallow thing of keeping Anar from.
Right, exactly.
as well,
So
yeah.
it's something where he did not have to process or anything. It was able to be instinctual and impulsive.
Yeah.
Because his lack of value for himself
Is
his belief that he should be
deeply
punished
seated,
and
yeah.
that he deserves this
Yeah.
goes way down.
Yeah.
So
I think that this is important because sometimes characters will reflexively think something like that, and then they'll just make a decision instinctively on that, and it doesn't feel as sold as well to me because it doesn't feel like the character's been living that. It feels like they had an intrusive thought, basically.
I was literally going to mention intrusive thoughts.
Yeah. And
Yep.
it's like, yeah, that could totally have been the case, but I feel like
it could be a good one.
It could be a good way to portray it in the story, but I feel like this is one that's done way better because we built up so much to this point where I could see, and this is something that I feel like I reach a lot for sometimes, is I see a lot of characters make decisions like this, where it's they do not value their life that much. They have a very negative view of themselves. And a lot of times it's a little bit too vague to make that kind of distinction. Whereas this is so cut and dry.
Right, yes.
This is so clear and specific here that I'm like, oh,
And the
wow, like, yeah.
the
of
word
course he
mythic
would do this.
Right. And the word mythic to describe this, I think, is really apt. Because in season 1, it's a lot more of the it's easy to tell that that's what it is, right? But I feel like with this one, because it's the, people might not be as invested in this story. Why do I care about these people farming, and stuff? Where's the Vikings and the fighting and the, all that stuff, right? And yet, even if it is to a different degree, even if it is something that hasn't maybe happened for you, the viewer, yet, these kinds of moments where then you have to completely reevaluate yourself, right? That is something that I think I'm pretty sure I'm going to go out on a limb and say we all go through, even if we have different outcomes as a result of it, or we don't necessarily realize that that's what's happening when it's happening.
Yeah, I do think that is not as common for action to be taken upon it, though.
Sure, totally.
I do think,
and that's
for
why
the most part,
why it's the mythic thing, because it's the
it's we're telling the story about the character that's actually going to do the thing.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. It's the kind of story that people will actually tell about around the campfire because this person bucked the norm, and in order to do that, they had to struggle.
Right.
So Thorfinn obviously went through a lot of struggle. That's why this story is being told now after we've had all the struggle.
Exactly.
And this is earned then. I feel like one of the things that was really powerful about season 1 was that in some ways Thors gave Thorfinn everything he needed at the beginning.
He just couldn't accept it. He didn't know,
Well, no, he just didn't know. He just didn't know what it really. It fell on the ears of a young child who didn't understand the value that his father was imbuing to him because he's just too young.
Yep.
He doesn't understand the contextual relevance of.
And it's hard to
this
remember
stuff.
you have no enemies when these enemies literally just butchered my father. Yeah.
Yes. I do find it to be a very powerful thing that the show is literally drawing hard connections to it here by Thorfinn realizing that there is something he forgot.
Literally
Meaning,
that line.
Right. Meaning on some level, you could get into the idea that I don't think it's mechanically important, so don't get too harped up on this. At what point did he actually forget? Because you could say that he forgot recently by the massive upheaval of Askeladd dying and his revenge is done.
Yeah.
Or you could say he actually remembered then, and he forgot.
He had forgotten back then.
He had forgotten back then, and then recently it's the no. There was something that I remembered for a brief period of time,
but it was during a secondary father figure being killed right in front of me, so it's hard to
So it's hard to retain it at that point. But there's also the idea that he potentially knew all along. He never forgot it, but he couldn't ever see the value in it. And it's only now that he realizes, wait, there was something that was told to me that had such insane value. And the only reason he knows now that it has insane value is because he's changed so much as a person.
So maybe this is going a bit out on a limb.
Okay. Because I just did that too, so go ahead.
No, yeah, but the weird thing is, I don't think you actually went on that much of a limb.
Okay.
So he needs to remember you have no enemies, right? But I would say one of the things that he specifically needs to use as an application of that
Ooh, okay.
is also, I am not my enemy.
Oh.
Because he is fighting himself right
No
now.
enemies. Right,
No enemies. No enemies. Not just no
None.
external enemies, no enemies, right?
Ooh, that's so good.
Because
we
everything
saw the
that's-
visage of his younger self.
exactly.
Going to
We've
kill
literally
Anar and his family.
So we've literally had Thorfinn set up in his own mind as an enemy in the nightmares.
Yeah.
His own body is, making himself go through these nightmares, probably because he believes he needs to be punished. And so all of these things that are, that he has not been punished for, he is punishing himself for, right? Even if he doesn't remember it the next day. And, so maybe, eventually Thorfinn will get to that point where he is able to truly let go of that, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about the retainers or the, whatever, right? It's also the, okay. Yeah. I have changed. I have changed, and I am going to seize this new opportunity at life that has been given to me and that I have gotten to.
There's something really beautiful about the way the ED focuses on there's no freedom without love. And, Thors was a strange man.
Yes.
He loved Thorfinn for sure. But you could also say that he was probably a bit emotionally stunted as a man in some ways because of his old warrior life as well.
Absolutely.
And so he tried to do it in the best way he can, but in the ways where he was talking to his wife, Helga, or
Helga.
Helga, which is like, and she's like, no, I get it.
Right.
I think that he's probably had those moments with Dorphin as well.
Yep.
But specifically in the idea that through season 1, love was a very big focus of the story with regards to the religious stuff that was focused on there.
Sure. Yep.
But the idea that it was when Canute realized the what love really is, that he was able then to be changed and be reborn.
Okay.
And maybe the idea then that if we go back and we look at Askeladd and Thors again through the viewpoint of him being now empty and having no hatred there, he might realize even then that Askeladd loved him too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And of all the things that could absolutely flip him, the idea that the man that he hated and that he wanted to murder all that time potentially
and also
loved him and found a father-son connection there.
And let's not forget, that was while you were the, murdering little psycho that was going around, killing people by the dozens.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Does that potentially speak to Askeladd also being one of those, people? Yes, absolutely.
He hated himself and those other Danes and stuff as well.
Exactly.
For doing that, yeah.
But at the same time, that does not mean that you are incapable or unworthy of love. Right?
Spit.
And so... there you go.
Yep,
like you say spit, but it's like, nope, there's nothing more to say. That's it. Right?
That's it.
And so, all of this happening, and it's very wonderful, and the blocks are being set up for it on the backdrop of, fuck, maybe their whole life here is over, or at the very least, gonna take a very nasty turn. But
I find that to be almost like beautifully poignant in that the very second their life here is about to be completely, potentially, wrested away from them, he might go through the biggest transformation possible and either save them from maybe the majority of the consequences from this by the way that he approached this, or
so none of the retainers are killed.
Or run with me with this. The idea that if Thorfinn changes here, Anar will notice.
Oh, absolutely.
Because already Anar's been noticing some things that are some inherent contradictions in Thorfinn as a person.
Yep.
But if he sees him solidify into a specific area of that part of who he is, or maybe going in a specific direction, he's like, now I'm solidified in this momentum. The idea that Thorfinn, through the majority of the time that they've been together, has been a pretty static, inert person with regards to his actions and stuff. He's not a very active person here. I think that'll change Anar like incredibly, just to see Thorfinn go through that and be like,
Well, I think the stuff that has already happened just in this episode with how Anar was able to see that Thorfinn was different, and he commented on it like, "What the fuck? Why aren't you mad?" Right? Once this situation simmers down, that's already begun and been done, and it will continue as the story goes on, and it'll be beautiful to see.
I think that's just more unveiling as to who Dorphin is at this point. I feel like that's Anar just kind of shocked that he's so calm in this moment here.
No, totally.
But Thorfinn has never shown anger in this whole season to Anar. Like, never. So it's not a different thing for him. It's just I feel like that's just that's how like dead inside you are. Oh my god.
Maybe
I don't think he's seen Thorfinn change yet. In that perspective.
Like
how has Thorfinn changed?
Like, even if it's not something where he saw Thorfinn as the warrior, he knows Thorfinn was a warrior. He knows about that kind of stuff, right? And yet he's able to say like, hey, if someone, looked at you and saw your face, there's no way they'd think you used to be a warrior.
Right. But that's acknowledging that he has changed in the past from who he was. That's not acknowledging that he's changing. I think that's the point that I'm making, is that Anar hasn't seen him change. All he knows is that
he knows he has changed.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I think that that's a different thing than him seeing Thorfinn actively potentially change in front of him in a potentially very dramatic way.
I mean, yes, it fundamentally is a different thing, but
Right, but I think that's the thing that will influence Anar way more than what we've been showing already. Because I think for the most part, Anar's become a little bit more balanced of an individual since hanging out with Dorphin, for sure.
Right.
But he still has that instantly rileable like energy and stuff.
But and we're probably getting off into the weeds here. But I feel like that's more just because Anar is a person who wears his heart on his sleeve, rather than actually because of an aspect of him that needs to like grow. Like, yes, learning temperance, with when the shit happens, absolutely that'll come with experience. But that's not because of like an actual fundamental changing of who he is as a person. Right? That's just becoming more experienced of how to be a balanced and healthy individual when you wear your heart on your sleeve.
Right. So I'm saying that Anar hasn't really changed much. He's just growing up. But when Thorfinn does change, Anar will change also with him. There will be a swaying with that. The way in which he he is in such close proximity to
right, but
Thorfinn.
But I feel like the change that you're talking about is the natural change that comes about as a progress and process, part and parcel with living life, right? Especially with the crazy life that they are living, but not because of some fundamentally pulling things up by the roots and replanting.
Okay, now I'm confused. Are you talking about in the future when Thorfinn changes, or are you talking about over the course of this season thus far, with regards to Anar?
Both, because I don't think that it's going to be when Thorfinn changes in the future.
Okay, gotcha.
So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But okay. Well,
yeah.
Good luck, Thorfinn, in your valley of despair, because
yes,
they tossed you. The story tossed you into it right in the middle of a violent fight, which I don't think is a coincidence.
No.
But also, this is happening in the middle of a thing where every second counts, which means then that either the story is going to go for the time dilated, we're going to spend like half an episode in the dark parts of your soul doing some searching and or some transformation, or you're going to wake up and you might be like, staring down an angry Thorgil and a very distraught Kettle.
Oh yeah, no, I think there's absolutely the opportunity.
A very disappointed Snake. I'm very interested to see if they decide to have this be a thing where they do a time skip while he's
unconscious.
In this. Well, because I don't think he's necessarily like
he's
unconscious.
He's
actually not unconscious at all. He's
I mean, brief flashes of unconscious. He went into the dream space that I go into when I'm asleep, right? Like
right. But I think it's important to bring up the idea.
Might have only lasted a few seconds.
Right, exactly. But I think it's important to bring up that this is something that is happening actively while he was awake. He was flashing images while he was actively engaged in everything
the face of the lady, yeah.
And this continued not when the shovel hit him. The shovel hit him before, and he woke up, and now he's continuing to have this here, and then he slips back into it, I think, because he acted in violence. And now it's oh shit, is someone going to come over and start kicking him? And there's going to either manifest some, like will he be enraged in the moment, start fighting while he's flashing to all this stuff?
Yeah.
Or is he just going to be crying and in the fetal position on the ground, moaning things that, would be his nightmare stuff that Anar has probably seen up until now.
Okay.
Like that, because then time is passing.
Right.
Yeah. And fights only last about 10
no,
seconds
absolutely.
and
Well,
stuff,
the growth for Thorfinn has the dam has started to crack, the water's starting to flow, right? That is not something that's going to be stopped, whether it's happening during a fight while he's dazed on the floor during a fight, or while he's bound while they wait for what to do with him, right? That is very much happening. It's only a matter of time, and hopefully Peter will be able to save you guys.
Yeah.
But
all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out my Persona 5 Royal Let's Play on Twitch. And yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.